Hi students, we are about to do an overview of week 7. Can you believe it? We're already here. The good news is we're just about to head to our spring break. So one more week till spring break. So let me kind of let me give you guys a little reminder of where we are in the bigger picture of things. As you can see, we are actually finishing this module 2 with this last week, this last unit, which is week 7. And so you will see that this is the week where you have a few assignments to do, and I'm going to talk about those. But the big thing, the main thing, is that you revise and submit your final draft. So the usual, reposting the writing project 1 in case you need to review anything, it's all there. Okay, you do have a connect adaptive learning kind of skills type of assignment to kind of help you target some things, some concepts that have to do with revising and editing, because that's kind of the focus of our writing process this week. Okay. I do have a guide here for you with revision. You can look at the video or do the pop out the walkthrough version there. Okay, and that presentation, I kind of just help you kind of, here's some things you want to think about when you revise. Okay, you also will have, and I'm just going to kind of jump down here, the resources for narrative writing reposted. This, you guys have access to this, so you can, you know, maybe you want to look at that little video on show don't tell again. If that's some of the feedback you got, you're like, oh, you need to show more, where could you show more? That might be a good one to look at. So don't forget about your resources. Okay, so the other thing, okay, that we're doing, so these are your resources. This is linking back to our first draft peer review. Now, the only reason you need to go back in here, we're done with this assignment. However, this is just a link back so you can go search for your peer review feedback. Now, keep in mind, you may not have access to it just yet. I have to wait till the deadline passes, and so I can post the grades for that, and then you will have access to it, but you may not be able to see it before that. So I will keep you posted, and you'll be notified once that grade is there. And as soon as that grade is there, you just reopen it and go find your peer review feedback. Okay. The other things we have in here is, once you've gathered all the feedback, I want you to use this Journal 4 assignment here. This is going to take you, there's 4 like different little parts. Just follow the instructions for each part. That's going to ask you to think about, reflect on your feedback and what your revision process is going to be, and kind of think about changes you're going to make to your paper. So this is a good place to kind of show your work and show your thinking about the writing process and about the final draft, because what you don't want to do is submit the exact same draft that I looked at, you know, with the first draft. It should be different. There should be changes. Okay, now the level of changes will depend, of course, on you and your feedback. So that will be for you to decide. But this journal will be important. Make sure you do this first before you submit your final draft. There's the resources, as I mentioned already. What I'm doing here is, this is the writing project expectations and rubric. This is the same information you'll find in the link, but I'm not going to open the link yet because I don't want students just submitting their first drafts. Okay, I want you to slow down, take some time, you know, wait for your feedback, review your feedback, do this journal assignment. So I want to give you some time to do that. So this resource will give you the same information that's in that assignment link, so you can kind of see it ahead of time and not have to wait till that Friday when it opens. I also have the rubric down here you can pop open and see how you will be evaluated with that rubric. The rubric will be attached to the actual assignment link when you get access to it. So whenever you see something that says content isn't available, hover your mouse or your browser over it, your mouse browser, which word is it? So you can kind of see that this is when it's going to open, and this is how long you'll have access. So I do accept final drafts through the grace period. So that gives you a little more time, okay? Now, it's up to you if you decide to work on your paper over spring break or not. That is totally your call, but it will be open over the break for you to do with as you will. Just make sure you get it in there by that deadline, and especially by the grace period. Now, remember, the auto zeros still go in even if you're using the grace period. So that will be a bit of a jump scare if you do wait and use the grace period, because you'll see the zero kind of pop in. But it will be replaced with the grade once that I get that graded. So just keep that in mind when you're using that grace period, how that works with the Blackboard. Okay. And then once you finish this and have that submitted by the date, which is after our return from spring break, then you will have a new module, and we're going to kind of move on to a whole new way of a whole new rhetorical situation is probably the best way to say it. Different types of assignments with a different purpose and maybe even a different audience. Okay, guys, well, that's it, and I will be available if you have questions or need help. Happy revising!